Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Got Gravel has done it again. Got Gravel now brings us another freeware aircraft, the NXCub, promising full fidelity realism with the aircraft, including flight performance numbers as well as the flight model itself. Stick around guys and we're going to find out what these aircraft are all about. If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkills tutorial guides for Microsoft Flight Simulator, please consider joining me on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future updates and future guides that will be coming down the road. Link to Patreon can be found in the description below. Okay, as I said, Got Gravel brings us the Monster NXCub as well as the NXCub. The NXCub is slightly less powerful, has slightly less range of about 55 nautical miles difference, so the NXCub gives us about 695 and 125 knots on the maximum speed. But other than that, they are just about the same aircraft. They look absolutely fantastic, and we're going to get into the details of that in just a minute here. But here's all the features that this aircraft boasts. And coming from Got Gravel, I have absolutely no doubt that's exactly what we're going to see. I have yet to start this aircraft. I haven't configured anything. We're going to be flying this for the first time, getting full first impressions with you guys watching. So I hope you guys enjoy this. So link down in the description below. Again, free aircraft, guys. And this is a STOL aircraft, short takeoff and landing aircraft. So we should have a lot of fun with this. I think the takeoff is promised at about 120 feet if I saw. And then, yep, here we go. And then landing distance of approximately 80 feet. So we should be able to take off before we hit the taxiway if we wanted to. But of course, we're going to play things by the book. So let's go ahead and get started in the aircraft. All right, so taking a look at the textures here, guys, it looks amazing. These guys do such fantastic work. I don't know if it's a team or just a single guy who just has the passion for it and the skills, because, I mean, these are beautiful. I mean, I love their aircraft. The GBR3 I know was a collaboration, but then you have the Vertigo, was a ton of fun, and this aircraft boasting realism features, I'm really excited to see it, and then the looks just come along with it. I have absolutely no problem with the looks of this aircraft. The wheel hubs look a little, you know, in the tires, but come on now. If that's the best I can come up with, man, I'm really pushing for it. So I had to throw something negative in there, and that's the best I can come up with at this time. But, I mean, look at the staining on the engine and the cowling there. I mean, it looks great. I mean, you can see the aircraft's dirty. It's had some use. It's got some wear and tear on it. I mean, I love it. I love seeing that kind of life in it. And yet, at the same token, it looks well maintained. I love these guys' effort. I love this. Oh, is that rust? It is rust on the bolt. Look at that. I mean, how do you argue with that? That is fantastic. That's detail. That's time. That's effort. That's what I like to see. All the dirt up here at the events here. I don't think that's exhaust. It looks like just heat escape maybe. I think there was exhaust down there. So I don't think that's part of the exhaust system. It must be just part of the cooling system. But anyway, I love it. All the dirt on the nose cone here. I mean, come on, man. That's a lot of effort. I love this kind of stuff. I love it. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the cockpit. I know that's what we're all waiting to see. Okay, so now sitting in the cockpit, one of the things that I really enjoyed when I was reading the description of the aircraft is it promises the camera views are actually where your eyes should be. So this is exactly where we should be seeing. So if we go back to Chrome for a second, you can see this line right here. Accurate and useful camera setup with the eyes located where they really would be. That's really nice to see. As you guys all, I'm sure, have experienced in many of the other aircraft, both payware, you know, adware, freeware, default, doesn't matter. You probably spend a lot of time trying to figure out why the camera looks so goofy. I know that I do. But then again, I'm a tall guy, so nothing's ever where I'm supposed to be able to see it. So let's go ahead and dive down a bit here and start taking a look. We're going to go back to the default view. Look at that. Look at this. This looks beautiful. Holy crap. Look at all of this. What is that? Is that fuel? Yep, that's our fuel, right? Flap lever. Wow, way up there. Standby compass. Or I guess not standby, but, you know, magnetic compass. You guys know what I meant. Translate. Do the doors open? You guys know how much I love an opening door. I know it's a little bit of one of those retarded things. I think that's just fuel valve. We'll deal with that one later. I think the door would be on this side if it opened. Damn. Not that that's a bad thing. I am not shooting the aircraft down because the door doesn't open. I'm just obsessed with that kind of stuff. I don't know why. I just am. But look at this. It looks beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. What do we have here? Okay, there's our mixture. You know what? Let's start testing that out here. I need to bind this to one of my profiles in spad.next. So let's go with simple complex, I think is what we're looking for here. So now let's take a peek here. So, yep, there's mixture. Let me unlock the throttle. There, yep, there's prop and RPM. All right, cool. So we were right. Controls in the front and back. I love it. Oh my gosh. Let's see what the back seat looks like. Not as detailed. So obviously you're going to have trainer and pilot, I guess. Wow, this is gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. All right, well, you guys know what comes next. Let's get the head tracker turned on here. How do I get back to the original view? There we go. Let's get the head tracker turned on, and we'll take her up. Okay, so first thing is, let's check out the checklist, see what it's all about. There we go. All right, we do have a checklist. So, parking brake. Is it interactive? It is. Where's the parking brake? It says I'm sitting on it. Is it in the back? Do we have to go to the back to get it? No. I don't see it. I don't see a parking brake, guys. Is it like wheel chocks that are outside? I didn't see any wheel chocks on it. So let's see if I can just cycle it. Okay, there we go. At least we saw the pedals. There we go. All right. Oh, wait. There it is. Barely see it right there. Wow. That tiny little guy. All right. I think I released them. All right. Parking brake is set. Tiny little guy. That was hard to see. All right. Tick the item there. Flight controls, free and correct. I think we can turn that off for now. Nope. Come on. Come on, man. There we go. And let's get that back up. All right. Let's see here. Flight controls looking good. We know the rudder pedals are on. Okay. Brakes are still set. Okay. Flight controls free and set. Ignition. All right, that's auxiliary dimmer. There's our ignition is off. All right, so flight controls free and correct. Ignition is off. All electric equipment is off. Mixture is leaned. Prop to max RPM. There we go. Ready. All right, before starting engine, parking brake set. Select fullest tank. I can't really see what that's indicating. I don't know if that's just coloring or what, but I can't really see what that's pointing at. That's got to be off, I would assume, and that's going to be... We'll hope that's left and right tank. We'll find out the engine doesn't start. And starting the engine. Battery switch. What do we got here? I would assume that's master. What is this guy right here? It's kind of hard to see. Oh, that's the NOS. That's right. It's got nitrous oxide for about 3 minutes of use. Okay. All right, there's our battery. Let's see here. Electric fuel pump on until fuel flow peaks, but I can't see the fuel flow without the gauge. Yeah, there's our full. Okay, so there's our tanks. But I don't have any kind of gauge, so I gotta turn the avionics on. Oh, wait, where's my avionics switch? I saw it earlier. Where could you be? Nitrous. It's battery. Master's on. Alternator field. Do you have a power? Oh, do I have to turn it? No. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how to turn the... Oh, geez. Avionics. There we go. All right, and we can turn our nav lights on. Pulse lights for the beacon, letting everyone know we're getting ready to go. There we go. All right. Now let's go ahead and do a fuel pump on. Where's my fuel flow? There it is. Still not getting any kind of fuel reading though. Maybe a bug? Mixture to rich. Ah, now there goes. There it goes. There's a fuel. Oh, there we go. Fuel flow peaks. There we go. Okay, so fuel pump off. So some of these are a little backwards, it looks like. Magnetos to both. Alternator field on. Prop lever selected to max RPM. Throttle open 1/4 of an inch. Starter engage. Oh, wrong way. You know what, I think I'm still going to sort of set my own view here. There we go. I always do it. Okay, see how she sounds. Oop. There we go. Pretty. Set that barometric pressure. All right, let's set our taxi lights to on. Do we have a taxi light? I don't see a taxi light. We have a landing light. All right, so I guess we just leave it as that then. Well, in that case, let's go flying. All right, let's get going here. Sorry about that. I had a little interruption there. Dude, just barely touching the throttle, and this thing's ready to rock. It handles absolutely beautifully. I love the detail in the propeller. This is probably one of the best propeller blurs I've seen yet. Wants to come hard right on the rudder very, very easily. The water looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Man, talk about being at sea level, though. Holy crap. Altitude shows what, 10 feet there? I'd be surprised if it's even that. Doesn't even look like it. Come on, baby, turn. Yeah, it really wants to come right. I don't know if that's just pure propeller torque or what, but I'm sort of wondering what to expect here. All right, strobe lights on, landing lights on. Flaps 1 for takeoff here. All right, so we should be airborne in about 120 feet. Come on. We got our flaps. All right, so I'm going to go full power here on the brakes. Letting go. And airborne, man. Look at that. Ah, like a parking spot. Flaps up. Passing through 100 knots. 300 feet on the radar altimeter. Pull those RPMs back a bit. Look for about 2,300. Trim wheel, very responsive, or trim switch, I should say. Getting some turbulence and rocking. So we're going to go hands off the controls here. So everything you're seeing is what's happening outside and the impact it's having on the aircraft. We're getting a bit of stuttering. What's going on here? And yet we're at 60 frames, so not sure what's going on there. We bumped our recording up to 60 frames per second, so hopefully that smooths things out for you guys at least. So this is very nice. Again, I am completely hands off the controls. You can still see the planes rocking and bouncing around, but yet relatively stable. It's not doing anything dramatic or out of character, if you will. Now, this is me back on the controls, of course. Perfect on the flight. I mean, it's gorgeous. Very smooth flight. You know, and I don't see many aircraft anymore that really bounce around a lot with the turbulence and whatnot. So this is really nice to see. I don't see it as much as I'd like to see it anymore. Frame rate, like I said, now we are out in the Bahamas. So, you know, obviously less dense, less populated area. But at the same token, if you look at the terrain's loaded with trees, grass, gravel, houses. I mean, there's still plenty out there that's being rendered. It's not like we're just in flat desert. So, we're rocking about 70 frames per second right now, which I am having a horrible time believing. So let's confirm that with Shift C stats, shall we? There it is, guys. Bouncing between 60 and 75. Something to be said for flying out in the islands, that's for darn sure. There is something to be said for that. You obviously have a better experience. I think that's why I like flying in the Caribbean so much. I always have a good time flying out there. It's always, you know, a smooth flight. It's fun. The detail in the windshields, the windscreens are nice. The sound is phenomenal. We were promised a cruising speed mercy. Gosh, darn. She is, we're getting our butts kicked now. What was that wind direction? Let's see here. What did we have for winds? I'm checking my flight echo here. 13 knots what we're looking at. 20 knots, between 13 and 20. So looks like an average of about 10 knots gusting up at 20. This is very, very nice. What a neat plane. Alright, now I'm assuming I have to swap the tank, so let's... I want to make sure I don't... Oh, shit. Okay, so that is the cutoff position. Whoops. Well, let's see how she lands. I mean, that's really what it comes down to at this point. Going down to about 2,000 RPMs here. We should be able to land in about 80 feet. What do you think? You know what I think we're gonna do? We're gonna be a little brave here. Let's put it in the grass right about here. Or let's see here. Where's our parking? Our parking's here. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's put it in the grass. Try a shortstop somewhere. Actually, nah. Let's land it right. Got a runway right there. I don't trust myself enough. Let's just call that what it is. That's me being paranoid that I'm gonna mess it up and ruin the video for you guys. Okay, so here we go. Flaps coming in. There's full flaps there. And we know she'll fly at about 40 knots, so I'm gonna go back to full RPM. Mixture's still full rich. We never really adjusted it. Coming down. We're at 55 knots. Descent rate's a little high. Let's see if we can stick it right on the threshold and stop before the piano keys. That's way more than 80 feet, so should be well within reason, don't you think? Crabbing a bit. She's fun to fly. It's challenging. We're getting bounced around, pushed around, nose getting kicked. Missed the threshold, damn it. We'll try to keep it between these two keys here. 0 power. Look at that, man. Oh my gosh, what a fun little plane to fly. Okay, so we're going to do this again. We'll see if we can do it again and land before the end of the runway. Yeah, 40 knots. It's airborne, man. So bringing in full flaps back in. We're going to try to do the same thing on the other side of the runway here. Yeah, man, she is getting kicked around. I love it. Alright, there's the descent, so we're powered for a descent here. I don't want to land here yet, though. Waiting, hang on. Looking for something that I can actually judge the distance here with. So we're going to try to put it down on the piano keys, or the two big white ones, and then stop before the piano keys. Can't remember what the two big ones are called. Too soon, too soon, too soon. And put her down. Ugly, but we're down. Okay, this is an extremely fun plane to fly. Holy, and this is the Monster Cub, okay? So you have the Monster Cub, and then there's just the NXCub. There's two different variants that come with this installation package. Now, here's the other cool thing about it. I don't know if you guys caught that in the release notes when we were looking at them at the beginning of the video, but there isn't any other aircraft needed in order to install this. So you don't have to have the Asobo Cub series in order to use this. It installs as its own aircraft, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that. So, you know, no third-party requirements. If you want to fly this aircraft, you simply download it, drop it into your community folder by whatever means you use, and you are good to go. So, guys, as always, I truly hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love this little plane. This is going to be a lot of fun to tool around in. I'm going to see if there's a way to use it in, like, oops, I think this is a helicopter. I don't even know there's a helicopter, but I don't know where. I think it's a sidewalk. Bike trail. Whoo, she'll turn. Anyway. So, as always, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this. Be sure to leave me your comments down below on what you think of the aircraft. I always love hearing everyone else's experience with these mods and add-ons. Again, to Got Gravel, thank you so much. This is such fantastic work. And the best part, guys, it is free. Once again, a free developer is stomping a lot of the payware that's out there, and that should say something to this community and its efforts. So, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.